Hello and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to create a program to demonstrate how to implement function pointers inside for a mixed controller for an embedded system. Now I'm going to share the screen. Okay, here I am. Now I'm going to open my previous project. My previous project was with two examples. Copy and paste the path, finish. Now I'm going to copy the project and paste it here. I'm going to say for function pointers, sample, and I'm going to use the location load, and I'm going to create a function pointer example and copy the project. Now I'm going to remove my project to avoid errors. Now I'm going to do some changes because I have to rename some names. Corners. Okay. Includes. I have to erase those includes because I'm not going to get this folders. I'm not going to get the header files from these folders because this folder is pointing to another project. So I'm going to delete. And I'm going to add a new workspace to look for my includes in my different libraries. Add another workspace to another include folder in other library. And add another workspace and then to my another folder in my third library. Okay, Matthew and you add here, close location, okay, and close, okay, rebuild. Okay, those are updated. I think that's everything I have to do. Right. Name. Okay. Open this. And what? Let's begin with my UART because I'm going to grab the libraries and sorry, the functions here. I'm going to create a function pointers to call these functions, and then I'm going to create a class to group these functions as methods. Okay, so before I'm going to create my function pointers declaration. I'm going to say void. Sorry, I'm going to use the keyword type def. I'm going to say void. Out parentheses asterisk type would be char pointer. Inside that void asterisk beside type, and I'm going to say you inside type inside it integer 8 bits type and inside it integer 8 type with the types asterisk. because my first function send UART is going to be appointed by this function pointer has, in fact, currently has two arguments. This argument, this type, and this other argument that I'm going to remove. I'm going to improve the function to need less parameters, less arguments. And I'm going to declare my function pointer with only this argument. Now I'm going to remove this one. Copy this for I'm going to need it after. That's it. I'm just going to remove this. Now my function pointers has the same output variables and input variables as the prototype. Okay. Now I'm going to declare class declaration. So I'm going to say struct my word type. My word type, and I'm going to define my. First, I'm going to define my property. My property is going to be this type. This is the type. This is a type, a variable type used to a UART in the whole library, and it's going to be a pointer to my UART. My UART is going to be the name of this property. And now I'm going to define here my function pointers. It's going to be send type. It's going to be send. I'm going to name it as a send. And the side type. I'm going to name it as side. And I'm going to create my a variable of this type. Name it my UART. Okay. Now I have my class, but I have to update my function pointers to the address where the functions are. Okay. To do this, I need to create another function to initialize those pointers. So I'm going to write here my prototype. A new prototype that is going to say this function initialize the function pointer inside the class. Okay, it takes as input port. It takes an output port as well. And my function is going to be void. It's my UART void and semicolon. Now I'm going to my source file, library UART.c. I'm going to include my here. And I'm going to create my source code for this function. I'm going to say UART and my UART. I'm going to compile. So the IDE is going to recognize my function UART.send is going to be equal ampersand send URL and my URL dot size is going to be 9% the address of the site URL. Here. Okay. And this is my initialization. Okay. Now here I have to delete this this parameter because I'm not going to use it. Here I'm going to delete this argument because I'm not going to use it anymore. And what am I going to do with this variable? This variable is going to be substituted by the property inside the class, because the class is going to be like a box where I have everything I need to manage my URLs. This is the reason to use the class. To be everything organized inside a class or inside like a box. For the programmer is like how to build a tool to help this programmer to program it in a better way. So I'm going to use my tool I created as a class, saying my URL dot my URL and URL. And this is going to substitute the whole URL, the variable I need for this function. Okay, everything here is okay. And here is the string, the start. Here I'm going to do the same. Substitute this variable for this one, and here and there as well. Here send URL has to be substituted by have to erase this parameter. And I'm going to use, instead to use the function, I'm going to use my function pointer, my URL dot send. And this is a variable that gives my function pointer to the function. Now it has to work. The key errors here, they are this library Q. Why because Q is using my old definition to the function send. Okay. Instead send, I have to erase this argument and say my encryption. Oh, you are sorry, send. In fact, I can't. A lot of concurrences. I'm going to change this send URL for this one. My URL send. URL send. Send URL. Okay. Replace all in the scope forward. Replace all. 9 notches. The send. And the size is going to happen the same. We have one space here. I'm going to substitute. I'm going to erase that space. Okay. No spaces. And the size you are is going to be substituted by my URL size. Okay. Size. Let's try this. Okay, no errors here. Only there are some warnings. Some warnings. That's one. That's it. The message that is the notes. The notes. The notes. The notes. Notes. The notes. The message. There's a need. Oh, I don't need URL anymore. Because the needs. It wants to be void. And here, the notes going to be no void. I don't need to pass the argument, the address to the UART because it's inside the library UART. It's managed by the class. Okay, the warning is gone. Now my main, I'm going to say okay, here in my to initialize all vehicles, I have to say my URL dot my URL is going to be my URL ampersand how URL one. Okay, ampersand is the address, H. The H is whole library, UART number one. This is the meaning of this line. And now I'm going to invoke init my UART. And this function is going to set the address to my function pointers inside my class. Now I have to substitute this call to functions for my function pointers. Now I'm going to say send UART is going to be substitute my UART run and all the scope replace all. Okay. Read note is going to be void. The void I'm going to make this one has to be remote as well. Has to be remote as well. I'm going to clear this space. More spaces. Inside. The message has to be okay. I have to change my reside. Okay. Like you are, I'm going to substitute all this by this function pointer. Okay, so to replace everything. Why add what? That one. Not because just have some spaces. This all. Okay. Everything is okay. The errors, the warnings that I'm going to the queue because there were some functions that use library. We need point of new node, point of new node. Here, print message. I don't need this one. I don't need this argument. And erase the string. Okay. Print message. Have to go here, print methods. Before print method, before print message. I don't need this one. I don't need to pass that argument because this argument is going to be get from the class, inside the class, inside the configuration. Check for errors. Where are the errors? Okay, in my main, because we need to do this. Everything, okay, everywhere I put the message have to be painted. Right. The message, okay. Everything is centered. Don't see errors. I can do the same with Q. I can create a class to group the functions. But I'm going to check the code I've created now. And let's see in the next video, another video, I'm going to create the class, the function pointers for those functions, and substitute them into my main, into my code. Okay, see you in a few.